Imagine the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future watching TV in a land of magical literary characters. Tired of Halloween and Christmas engagements, they sit, frustrated by their lives and hypnotized by bad television. Their talent agent is on her way, and she's not going to like what they have to tell her. Humbug, a ghost story by Tim Montford.
What is this?
What's what?
This, what are we watching?
Well, I don't know.
What are they doing? Is it a game?
They seem to be enjoying themselves. That's good. Look, some of them have matching shirts and brooms. That's nice, isn't it?
Did you put this on, Frank?
Why would I put it on?
Well, it looks like something you would like.
I don't like anything.
Exactly.
I think I picked it.
Why?
Well, it seemed the best choice.
There'd be more action if we just stared at the wall. What are they doing?
They're sweeping.
Sweeping isn't entertainment.
Maybe it is for them.
It can't be. Sweeping's not a game, it's domestic labor.
You shut up. I'm trying to watch.
What's what? There's nothing happening.
It might, any minute now.
We've been watching all morning. I'm not holding my breath.
Why don't you try holding your breath?
Oh, you like that, wouldn't you?
I don't like anything. Relax, Frank. Enjoy yourself. It's Christmas.
In the bowl?
Oh, come on.
You know the deal, in the bowl.
I was being nice.
Precisely, in the bowl.
Oh, all right. This was a silly idea.
Only because you stink at it.
Oh, something happening? Looks like something might be happening.
No,
I've had enough of this, whatever thing. What is this? Curling! What the hell is curling?
Yes, it is. It's on the sports network. It's a sport.
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It's on the sports network.
Nick, this makes golf look like the NFL. It is most definitely not a sport.
Calm down. If it makes you so mad, why don't you pick something? There's always something nice on that
In the bowl.
I didn't say it.
You were going to.
Yes, but I didn't.
You practically did.
I said critter. That's not the same.
The same as what?
It's not the same as saying Christmas.
In the bowl.
Seriously?
Hey up, Santa!
Watch your mouth.
Oh,
You know how much I hate that.
$1, please, in the bowl.
I'm not at all like that monstrosity.
Okay,
He's a crass, simplistic corporate sellout.
okay,
I am an artist.
okay.
So don't confuse me with that street corner department store mall salesman. Some of us have literary pedigrees, fella.
You're right.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Jolly Green Giant.
Are you going to laugh at that? Let's all laugh at the jokes told by the funny little time-traveling elf.
Hey, what are you calling it?
Play again, boys. Let's play nice. This is your special time.
What do you want?
Now that doesn't sound very Christmas-like.
In the bowl.
What?
It doesn't apply to her, Frank.
Why not?
Yes, why not? Why does she get away with it? I just put 2 in.
You put all of them in. You're crap at this.
If you're quite finished, I'd like to go over our schedule.
I think this deal was very unfair.
Oh, stop whining. It's not your style.
My style is costing me money.
I don't think I have your attention. Honestly, I don't know what you expect me to do. I am trying to earn us a living here. And since you boys refuse to do Halloween,
I don't like Halloween.
honey, look at you. Halloween could be your biggest money.
I don't care.
I'm still a little sore about the haunted bleak house thing we booked us.
We're not doing Halloween. It's demeaning. And listen, don't you...
Whatever. Anyway, I got you a 1 o'clock appearance at the Dr. Seuss reunion holiday party. Just meet and greet, I think. We're still negotiating photo ops. They're a bit freaked out by Frank, but I said you're working as an ensemble and individual shots would be up the
Who
range.
isn't freaked out by Frank?
At 3, we have a Hester Prynne's annual Christmas bash. You're on for an hour, and please remember you're there to add an atmosphere, not make jokes about scarlet letters.
Yeah.
Don't get it on me, mister. You whole people know that the past can be painful. You came very close to causing a lawsuit last year.
Yeah, now, look, Tony.
Now, I think you can squeeze in a tree lighting at Animal Farm at 4:30 before your evening mingle with Oliver Twist's real meaning of Christmas fundraiser. I'll be there too. It'll be such a hoot.
Tony,
And listen, I know you don't like these things, but I did book you a meeting today with someone who is really interested in your work. I know it's late notice, but she's very persistent and intimidating. Plus, she gave me an extremely nice gift basket of Highland treats. So, I said, I'm sure you wouldn't mind. She's right outside.
We're not doing it, Tony.
Not doing what?
What you just said.
What on earth are you watching?
curling.
What's curling?
You sweep the ice.
Why?
It's a sport.
Sweeping ice is a sport?
If it's dirty, I guess. Look, did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I did, darling. I want you to know that I heard you, and you're going to pin that one on the board, and together we'll find a solution that will be awesome. In the
I
meantime,
don't think she heard you.
We're not doing any of those things today, is what I said.
is this a bad time?
Yes, no way.
No problem, honey. Just give me a second. Artist, you know, with tantrums. Good, I'll be outside then.
We're not doing it, Tony.
I thought you said just 1 sec, darling. I don't understand.
What he means is that together, we've decided,
I know what he means, Santa man. I don't understand. Means get yourself together. Put on those $1 million storybook faces and let's make some money.
No.
No?
no, don't call me Santa.
I have busted my ass, mister. I have energized and I have facilitated, and that is because I am your agent and I do my job. You are the talent. Now you do yours.
That's what we're trying to tell you. We can't. We're announcing a work stoppage, pending the resolution of labor disputes.
Labor disputes. Look around you, darling. This is a magical land inhabited by literary characters.
And I'd like to apply for workers' compensation.
Again, this is a magical land, and we are inhabited by literary. You know, there's no labor disputes in Magic Land or workmen's compensation.
Oh, really?
Really?
But there are personal appearances and photo ops and talent agents in the magical world?
Shut up.
Oh, nice comeback.
How did you get here, by the way?
Yeah, anyway, what literary genius conjured you up?
The literary geniuses behind a large number of high-quality, made-for-TV movies about struggling writers and actors.
Which one are you?
Stop character, darling. Hard-nosed, hack agent with experience in artistic depiction suddenly decides to bring brilliant, underrated work to an adoring public.
That sounds nice. What happened to you?
Oh, real good now. Just 1 sec, darling.
You said 1 sec, lots of sex ago.
We're just finished up a little business.
This proposition's dynamite is what I'm saying.
I understand, honey.
She's lying when she says that. It doesn't mean she understands.
1 sec, please.
Fine, I'm going outside.
I'm going to let that woman in here, and you are going to be pleasant and inspiring and supportive.
Not till we've negotiated a fair and affordable health insurance package.
Health insurance, you're ghost!
Doesn't mean we're not traumatized by unreasonable work conditions. I'm suffering from acute anxiety.
And PTSD.
That too.
And he's a very angry elf.
Yes, thank you, Nick.
And he doesn't shut up.
That's right, Frank, I don't. And you know why? Because I have internalized the collective misery of thousands of unhappy past experiences. I need counseling and probably a course of powerful mood stabilizers.
And every day I go to work, I die at the end of it. If they're going to give out workman's comp for carpal tunnel and lower back pain, then I think death ought to qualify for something. It's one heck of a repetitive strain injury, I can tell you that.
And what about Frank?
Yes, what about Frank?
What about Frank? He seems happy enough.
Happy?
He's watching curling! Can't you see the poor man's dying inside?
Dying everywhere, really.
Well, he can change the channel.
Oh, really? It's a wonderful life. What happens, Frank?
Everybody dies.
Right! The Wizard of Oz! What happens at the end of this one, Frank?
Everybody dies.
Right! Oh, no, watching that one.
Yeah, we've seen enough of that one to last a freaking lifetime.
That one is your lifetime. Look, okay, see, Elf? That's a happy movie, right? Full of funny situations and family walks. What happens to these people, Frank?
They all die.
And whose fault is that, Frank?
It's mine. I'm so depressed.
It's all right, buddy. He watches curling because at least then the dying is hypnotic.
I get it, darling, you're upset. I'm not blind to your concerns.
Really?
Well, of course not. And in the new year, we're going to sit down with my people, and we're going to order bagels, and we're going to awesome the hell out of this problem. But in the meantime, it's Christmas, and we...
You know what? I'm going to pay for her. That's how agitated I am.
Look, this can't wait, Dodie. This guy here, he is the spirit of the season, and now it's a trigger word for him. It's a trigger word for all of us, and we demand the right to group counseling, to devise strategies, to desensitize the language, so that we can compartmentalize our issues.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, the truth is, I don't care if it's a bad time or not. This is a solid gold opportunity, and I know that you are going to be on your knees in tears, thanking me when you've heard what I have to say.
Well, can you just give us 1 second, honey?
No, because just 1 second longer is far too long for this piece of genius thinking. Okay, you know who I am, right? I am Lady Macbeth. Oh, see that? Even the dead god is afraid of me. That's what it's like to be me. Do you know how much that hurts? My own husband barely raised an eyebrow when I died. After all I did with that ungrateful scumbag, not even an eyebrow. Everyone hates me. They think I'm the most evil woman ever created. Oh, so you had your chance and you blew it. You're just like all the others. But you know what? I guess I can't blame you. Why wouldn't you hate me? It's so easy to hate what you don't understand. How could any of you understand? You don't know me. No one does. I've been wandering around this bizarre imaginary concept of a world we got here. Yes, I've been wandering around glowering at the adults, making the little children cry, thinking, yes, I've been thinking, how can I get people to see me for who I really am? I mean, how can I do that? That wasn't a question for you. It was a rhetorical flourish, building the drama. Anyway, it came to me bam, like that. Last year, you never guess when, at Hester Prynne's god-awful shindig, I saw you three, doing your thing. You probably didn't see me. I was hiding in the shadows with an ice pick and a Bloody Mary. But as soon as I saw you, that was like my aha moment. Don't you get it? Of course you don't. But check it out. That miserable bot Scrooge, everyone hated him, right? And then bam! One night at Ghost Intervention, he's giving piggyback rides to disadvantaged kids. That's it for him. Why not me? I had a very unhappy childhood. I felt unfulfilled in my marriage, and my relationship with my father was difficult.
Honey, that ship has sailed. It's been done. These boys are already here. You can't have them.
So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is these boys are here because they were made up, right? They did their thing, and it was with old Scrooge. You just can't do...
Oh, I thought about that, and then I thought my idea. The intervention, these guys aren't the only way we can stage that. With a few minor changes, we can make it work.
What kind of changes?
Well, one idea I had was maybe, it wasn't like ghosts. Maybe the first one is like a bat, and the next one, is a frog. And then the future is revealed by a giant fish. Well, it's just one option, of course. And anyway, that's something the lucky bugger who gets to write that can decide.
The lucky bugger can't be anyone here about Steve, or she has to live in the other world.
Oh, don't you worry. I know people. I can get a message out. There's some pretty desperate people who are always reaching out for the kind of power I got. That sort of power ought to be good for something. Scares the crap out of everyone else.
What people?
Well, screenwriters mainly, copy editors, dissatisfied junior high school English teachers. I got options. They'll do anything for a good story.
Well, it sounds like you got it all worked out.
Yeah.
So then what do you want with us?
Well, I talked to some people, and it turns out there are some minor, legal snags I have to take care of, and you're just the boys to help me.
Oh, really?
Yes, see, it seems like you guys have some sort of intellectual rights or something to the concept, being as you are the keepers of the gate, so to speak. So I'm going to need you to sign these waivers, saying that you're fine with the whole thing, you think it's a good idea, you don't mind. You don't mind, do you?
No.
No.
Wait.
Is there?
Well, it's just that,
Yes?
it's just that,
It's just that if you sign those papers and her royal darkness here gets this thing written, you won't be the only act in town anymore.
Oh, which brings me to your little agreement with me.
I'm listening.
Duffy.
Yes, be quiet, health insurance. What were you saying?
I was saying residuals. I was saying royalties. I was saying syndication. I'm saying business arrangements.
And I'm saying yes!
Hey!
What? Sign the waiver, boys.
I don't think I want to.
Why should we?
Well, I can think of a number of reasons. Firstly, and most importantly, because I'm Lady Macbeth. And believe me, I can teach you, Mr. Death, a couple of unpleasant lessons. You don't want to disappoint me. But secondly, and looking on the bright side, between you and me, I never could stand Christmas. Not my thing. Cheer up, boys. You'll have a lock on the Christmas redemption. I'll only have it the rest of the year.
Fair enough.
I got enough problems already.
Sign it, Paul.
This states.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Gentlemen and lady, I thank you for your kindness and cooperation. I think this might be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Probably not, but I'll invite you to the launch. Until then.
I'll tell Hester Prynne no, then.
Wait. No. Hold on. You know, I think it's time I confronted my problems head on. Let's turn off the curling, Frank. Look, I'm going to talk to Frank about my problems. Frank's a good listener.
Now, I'm feeling fine. Fit as a fiddle. Don't mind dying a bit. And filled with the joys of...
The joys of Frank.
Christmas.
God bless us, everyone.
If you listen to some medical experts, it won't be long before modern science has a cure for every disease and condition. But can you really trust the experts? Are they offering a cure or a curse? That's the question facing Ellen Buxton as she sits in her doctor's waiting room. I give you Zombie Cream by John MacDonald.
I can't help it. You seem a little nervous.
Oh, do I? I guess I'm a bit nervous about this visit.
Oh, I'm sure it'll turn out all right. What are you in here for?
The doctor wants to talk to me about my test results.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean, you're sorry?
Well, it can't be good news, can it?
Well, why not? They didn't say anything one way or the other on the phone.
Well, it's definitely bad news.
How can you be so sure?
Because they don't want to give you bad news on the phone.
Oh, no, I think it's all those privacy rules now. They're required to talk to you in person, aren't they? Yeah, that's why they don't tell you anything on the phone.
Oh, I've been there, honey. My husband was a patient here and I lost him last year. Poor Fred got the same phone call. We want you to come into the office to discuss your test results. It was all downhill after that.
Oh, I'm so sorry about your husband.
Thanks. But like I say, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, but your husband was just one patient. This doctor treats so many people.
I've had lots of friends who were patients here.
Had?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say had?
Oh, yeah.
No,
It's just that they're
what
all
do you mean?
gone.
What do you mean by
They're all gone.
Oh, they were cured. And then you the
No,
doctor.
not cured, honey. No, definitely not cured.
I see. Well, I guess in any medical practice, there are people who get terminal conditions. After all, doctors don't cure all their patients, do
Well,
they?
this one certainly doesn't.
Are you insinuating that this doctor is a quack?
No, not a quack. Actually, it's a lot worse than that.
What do you mean worse?
Well, there's something fishy going on in this office. That's all I'll say.
But she's a very good doctor. She went to all the best schools. You've seen diplomas in her office from all those elite schools, haven't you? And besides, she trained at the best hospitals. And she sounds very smart to me.
Oh, yes, she comes off as so smart. Miss Know-it-all, that's for sure. You know the type. The ones who are first in their class in school, the ones who have to let you know they're smarter than everyone, even their teachers and their parents. You have to watch out for those types.
But I like when my doctor sounds smart.
Good, dear. You just go ahead and think that.
The end? What do you mean by that? You keep making all these insinuations. I don't like it.
Tell me, dear, do you know anything about zombies?
Did you say zombies? You mean like those disgusting horror movies my grandson watches? Those creatures who walk around with the glazed eyes and the blood dripping from their mouths? You're not serious, are you?
Oh, I'm very serious. As serious as death, as the expression goes. Oh, sorry, honey, that's just my little joke.
Okay. I think you should leave right now. I don't want to continue this conversation. Zombies. What's the matter with you?
Shh, keep your voice down. I'm only telling you so you're prepared. When you go in there, she'll recommend treatment. She has this special voodoo cream she'll try to give you. Don't take it unless you want to join the ranks of the undead. And spend your time wandering around cemeteries at night with a blank expression on your face. God, my husband never smiled much but when he was alive, but now he's a zombie. His range of facial expression is even more limited. And I'm sick of having to visit the cemetery just to see it. Do you know how damp and cold cemeteries are at night?
There's no such thing as zombies.
Yes, that's what people like her would have you believe. But take it from me, you can't trust anything that doctor says.
How can there be zombies in the world and nobody knows about it? Why isn't it on the news?
The news? You don't seriously believe you get all the truth from the media, do you? Do you?
But I'm too young. This can't be happening.
If I were you, I'd start getting my affairs in order now. Zombies are not good with paperwork. So you should get things straightened out while you still have a brain.
I don't want to get my affairs in order. I'm not finished living yet. I have too much more to do.
Oh, speaking of more things to do, took the time. I have to go. I have so many errands to run. And remember what I said, don't take the cream.
Right. No cream.
Miss Boston, the doctor will see you now.
Thank you for warning me.
Don't mention it, honey. Just my way of paying it forward, that's all. Now you go in there with your chin up and be brave.
Brave. That's it. Brave. I'll be brave.
Oh, Miss Boston, it's good to see you.
Doctor, I don't care what you have to say to me. I am not agreeing to any treatment. Do you hear me? I am not giving my permission to be turned into a zombie. I don't like cemeteries. And as for eating flesh, well, I'm a vegan. And I don't eat any flesh, whatsoever. So just stop right now with all those plans you have to make me a member of the undead. Did you hear me?
Yes, Buxton, I can see you're upset. Please, take a seat and we can talk about this.
All right. But if you come near me, I swear I'll call the police. No, better yet, I'll call a priest. I bet you wouldn't like that, now, would you, you monster?
Miss Buxton, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you'll just calm down, maybe we can get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
Well, I called you in here to
You called me in here to tell me that I have a terminal disease and I need treatment. Yes, from you. Well, you're not fooling me. That's just your cover story for turning me into a zombie. You can just forget about that right now.
Miss Buxton, I called you in here to tell you that your biopsy turned out negative.
Negative? Negative in a good way or negative in a bad way?
A good way. The mole was non-malignant. No cancer there at all.
Oh, I see.
So now at this point, I always like to have a little talk with my patients about proper skin care. I recommend that you take precautions, stay out of the sun unless it's necessary, wear a hat, that kind of thing.
Wear a hat. You're telling me to wear a hat.
Yes, wear a hat, that's what I'm telling you. If you never take too many precautions.
Okay, right.
Now, are there any other questions you have to ask me, Ms. Buxton?
So I don't have to get any treatment?
No treatment whatsoever.
Oh, thanks. I'm sorry about all that stuff I said.
Yes. What exactly was that all about, if I could ask?
Well, I was talking to this woman in the window.
Oh, and is she out there again? I told my mom to stop doing this. This has to stop.
That's your mother?
Yes. She comes into town once a week to go shopping, and she always stops by the office. She hangs around out there until I have time in my schedule to visit with her, but in the meantime, she gets into conversations with the patients, and, well, her imagination gets the better of her.
Well, I'll say it does.
She's scared away several patients in the last few months.
Well, I can understand why.
I'll have to talk to her.
Yes, you damn sure will have to talk to her.
Get right on that. Now, instruct mom to stop telling my patients they're going to turn into zombies. Now, Miss Buxton, unless you have any other questions, I'll see you in a year for your next checkup.
Okay.
Just stop in at the front desk and they can set up an appointment for you.
Okay. Well, thanks, doctor.
Oh, no,
Thank you so much.
By the way, here's a tube of my special sunscreen. You never be too careful, right?
Oh, no.
It's such a shame when patients don't listen to their doctors.
Even cold-blooded murderers have hopes and dreams. But for one such killer, navigating family life may just prove to be more challenging than a grisly night on the town. Our next script, Thursday the 13th, by Tabitha Delangelo.
Good morning, Mom. Oh, morning, Lily. Keep it down. Don't wake Dad.
Oh, he is still sleeping? Wow, I thought he would still be out.
He did go out last night. You know how he gets.
But it's his birthday. Birthdays are happy days.
Do you think so?
So what's the problem? You guys aren't even that old.
It's the date.
What? The 13th? He loves the 13th.
But it's Thursday.
So?
When his birthday falls on a Monday or a Tuesday, he doesn't get as bummed out. But Thursday, it's so close, but not quite there. Leading up to any Thursdays, the 13th, he gets blue. But birthday, that really gets him.
He's going to have to get over that. It's just silly.
But he doesn't think so, and it's not fair to minimize his feelings.
Oh, right. Like he cared when he scared away Billy last year. I liked him a lot. Now he won't even look at me. I even offered to make out with him in the woods and he ran away screaming. He literally won't make eye contact, ever.
He's still a dad. You're his little girl. No one is good enough.
Oh.
Happy birthday, honey.
Jason plops down on one of the chairs at the small kitchen table. He pulls a machete out of his pocket and places it on the table in front of him.
Good morning, Daddy.
Jason doesn't move.
Happy birthday!
Jason doesn't move.
Oh, come on now, Jake. It's a good day. So what? It's not a Friday. You can still get out there and do your thing.
Jason folds his arms and turns slightly away from Frank.
Suit yourself. I'm making waffles. I hope you're hungry.
Daddy, I have a surprise for you.
Jason sits still.
Come on, Daddy, let me give you your birthday present.
Jason softens his posture and turns towards Carrie. Jason uses his machete to slice the wrapping paper, revealing a new iPhone. He looks at Carrie and tilts his head.
What do you think?
Jason examines the phone, turns it around, pokes it. He seems confused and shrugs his shoulders.
Oh, God. Okay, Dad, I know you're like a Neanderthal, but this can help you. You know, kids Instagram and tweet their plans. Next Friday the 13th, you can clean up. And you know what? I'll even show you how to follow the ditzy girls and the meathead boys around in my school.
That sounds like fun, Jason. What do you think?
Jason nods, he understands and is pleased.
You're going to have to set it up for him, Carrie. He'll never figure it out.
Jason postures towards Frank, picks up his machete.
As if you would ever. Don't pay any attention to him, Carrie. And by the way, we need to talk about that machete.
Jason grunts and shrugs.
You know what I'm going to say. I want to go on a vacation.
Oh, yeah, where are we going?
Nowhere if your dad won't agree to leave a machete behind.
Why can't he bring it? What's the big deal? Don't be a nag, Mom.
Jason high-fives his daughter.
Don't take his side.
Oh, Mom, you know he needs it.
Well, he can bring it, he just has to check it.
Jason shakes his head no and slams his hand on the table.
Yes, Jason. We will never get on a plane with that thing. See, we've been fighting about this for years. He won't check the damn thing.
Jason acts out holding a steering wheel, pretending to drive.
I want to go to Paris, Rome, Hawaii. We can't drive to those places.
Ooh, Hawaii.
See, Jason? See, the lake isn't the only vacation spot in the world.
Jason gives Frank a hand and then pushes the phone towards Carrie and points at it.
Okay, Daddy. We will talk about Hawaii later, but right now let's get you into the 21st century.
She poses with Jason for a selfie, looks at it and squeals. She looks at the screen and pokes at it, then turns to her dad and holds up the phone in front of his face.
Okay, Dad. You need to hold this in front of your face and do what it says.
Jason holds the phone in front of his face. He turns his face side to side, up and down, turns pleadingly to Carrie.
What? It's not working?
She takes the phone, pokes at it, and hands it back.
It's not going to work.
Mom!
What? It's not.
Oh my goodness, be supportive!
It's the mask, Jason.
The mask?
It's face recognition, not bloody mask recognition.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dad, take off the mask real quick and then do this.
Slams the phone down.
You see how stubborn he is?
Dad, this is silly. This phone will be great for you. Just take the mask off for a minute.
Jason puts the phone back in the box and hands it to Carrie.
Are you serious, Dad? I haven't seen your face in years, and you won't even take that damn mask off for your daughter. You always look a mess.
Jason gets up and walks towards his wife.
And you won't talk.
Jason reaches towards his wife to give her a hug.
Jason, I never thought I'd say this, but it's me or the machete.
Jason puts one hand on his hip and slaps the forehead of his mouth with the other. Jason points to the calendar, his finger vigorously poking at today's date, Thursday the 13th.
Yes, today. It's never a good day. Friday the 13th is the only day you really are in a good mood, and you go out all day, and I don't see you. And anyway, Friday the 13th only comes up a few times a year, so what? What about me? What am I supposed to do? I've made a lot of concessions in our marriage. It's time for you to get back.
Jason puts his head down and his shoulders slouch.
So, what's it going to be, Jason? You need to decide.
Jason sits alone at the kitchen table in front of a waffle with a candle in it. He tries to blow out the candle but struggles through his mask.
Popular means for finding your next romantic tryst, life partner, or victim. A certain Count Dracula thinks that perhaps he has come upon the perfect match using one of these sites, but has he? Or has he bitten off more than he can chew? Sink your teeth into Love Bite by John MacDonald.
Good evening. Are you Victoria?
Are you Vlad? That's just your screen name, right? Oh, it's such an unusual name. You don't meet many Vlads these days.
It is a great pleasure meeting you, Victoria.
Oh, no need to get all formal here. I'm just plain old Vicky. You don't have to be a tight ass around me.
Thank you.
Wow, you're wearing a cape. I never went out with a guy wearing a cape.
I always wear a cape. I would feel naked without it.
Oh, it's such a classy touch. Most guys I go out with barely shave before they go out on a date. Say, that's an interesting accent you got there. Where did you say you're from?
I am from an ancient country known as Transylvania.
Right, well, geography was never my subject. So, where exactly is Transylvania? Is it near Pennsylvania? Like the name of a new identity category or something. Does the T in LGBTQ stand for that? You're not a gender fluid type, are you? I mean, I'm very tolerant now, but I just don't know what to think about all these categories today.
Well,
things are getting so confusing. Who you're talking to anymore?
Transylvania is my homeland. It is a very old cold country in the Carpathian Mountains.
Oh, God,
It
I
is so
hate mountains. Well, I don't exactly hate them. I try not to hate anything. My spiritual advisor says hate is bad for your mental health. I'm just not an outdoorsy type, is all I'm saying. I think humans evolved to get away from the outdoors. Don't you think? I mean, outdoors you have bugs, bats, all sorts of icky things. Plus, I don't like going any place where I can't get my pumpkin spice latte. I'm so addicted to them. Do we have Starbucks in Transylvania?
Well,
Hi,
I
kids. My name's Diane. I'll be your waitress. How about I get you something to drink?
Oh, I'll just have a water.
I will have a Bloody Mary.
Sorry, we don't serve alcohol.
Oh, well, then I will take a Virgin Mary.
Look, hon, we're short-staffed today, so if you don't mind, it's better to stick with the easy stuff. All right?
Then I will have nothing.
Well, how about a water? We have sparkling, tap.
No water!
Okay, got it. No water. Our specials today are honey baked salmon with asparagus and grilled New York strip and a burgundy glaze. Yeah, I'll give you the second to decide.
I've heard the steak is very good here. I know we're also health conscious these days, but sometimes I just like a nice juicy steak. You're not a vegan, are you?
No. I am not a vegan.
I'm not opposed to veganism or anything. It's just that my relationship with food is so complicated these days. If you knew the way I used to eat, oh my God, I didn't care what I really wanted. And I put ketchup on everything. I mean, if you'd have seen me eating a hamburger, I had so much ketchup on that sucker, it looked like I had blood dripping out of my mouth. Can you believe that?
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, I can, Victoria. So, Victoria, tell me about yourself. You are such an attractive young woman, and you have such a beautiful neck. I would like to know more about you.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I have always felt that my neck is one of my best assets. You're probably thinking, with a neck like this, why isn't she married? Well, it's a long story. My first trip down the aisle, I married my high school sweetheart. Boy, that went south fast. He was so immature. He never spent any time at home. He was always saying he needed to hang with his buddies. Why are guys like that, so attached to their buddies?
I would not know, Victoria, because I do not have any buddies.
Oh, good for you. So anyway, the marriage was doomed from the start. I was heartbroken when we split, but I just made the best of it. I went back to school. I got my degree in phlebotomy. I have a good career taking blood samples at a lab. I won Employee of the Month 10 times. You wouldn't believe how efficient I am at taking blood. I just if I do it quickly. People can get very squeamish about getting their blood taken.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, I do know. Tell me, Victoria, do you have a key to the vault?
Oh, I don't think we have a Walt who works at the lab. We do have a Walt who works at the pizza shop next door.
No, I mean, a vault at the place where they store the blood. The blood, Victoria.
Hey! So, are you kids ready to order?
Sure. I'll take the chicken Caesar salad and put a little extra chicken on there, will you, honey? I need my protein.
No problem. Is there anything I can get for you, big guy? We have a delicious salad today with fresh fruit, strawberries, blueberries, blood oranges.
Why do you call them blood oranges? Oranges have no blood!
I take it that means no salad for you.
I detest salad.
Got it.
get back to you, Victoria. Tell me more about your career drawing blood. I am very interested to know more about that. I imagine that this is a very exciting job for you.
Well, my job is okay, but that's not the real Vicky. That's just what I do for a living. My love life is much more interesting. So getting back to that, it took a while after my divorce, but slowly I started to date again. When your heart's broken, it's hard to put the pieces back together. I mean, when you break up with somebody, it's almost like having a stake driven through your heart.
Did you say a stake through the heart?
Well, and so time goes by, and then I met this guy, Tommy. He tells me he loves me. It seems like he means it. He listens to me. We take long walks where we talk about all sorts of things. Oh, everything was wonderful. I'm thinking I met my soulmate, the man of my dreams. I don't know if you've ever met anybody special like that.
Yes. Once, many centuries ago, it was a forbidden love. It was a doomed love affair from the start. We were two souls joined together for the ages with a love that could not speak its name.
So anyway, Tommy and I get married. But then slowly there are problems. The first thing is he starts shutting me up. I mean, he's always glued to his computer or his phone or his TV. He never seems to be paying attention when I'm talking to him. And then his company sends him on a 3-week assignment to work on a computer system for a client. And he comes back and tells me he fell in love with a chambermaid that works at his hotel. I mean, some Patagonian girl that doesn't speak a word of English. Can you imagine? He leaves the next day and moves to Patagonia. And the last I heard, he married this woman. I have no idea how he even communicates with her because he doesn't speak any Patagonian. And can you imagine? Oh, good, here are our meals. I'm starving.
Here you go. Is there anything else I can get you?
No, this looks delicious.
I require nothing. Now, Victoria, let's talk again about this laboratory where you work. I have always been interested in blood, in a very scientific way, of course. Now, would you please tell me, is there anyone who works in the laboratory at night?
So after Tommy and I married an old guy, but that one ended when he was crazy and he burned his hearing aids. I've been single ever since. I thought about the online dating scene. I've met my share of creepy characters, let me tell you. You don't seem creepy, though. I have to admit, when you didn't have a social media presence. But then again, some people just like their privacy, right? I bet you're one of those people. I get it totally. I mean, everybody knows all your secrets, right?
I have many secrets. Many dark and mysterious secrets. But let's not talk about me, Victoria. Let's get back to talking about you.
And then there's the constant chatter. It's just never ending, isn't it? All the pressure to be part of that online conversation. It goes on and on. All those people yakking and yakking about their boring lives. But really, I should stop talking about me, and ask a few questions about you. So tell me, are you religious? I mean, you're wearing black. Oh my God. You didn't take a vow of celibacy or anything crazy like that, did you?
No, but almost. Look, religion. I have an ancient quarrel with God. That's why I am cursed, condemned to roam the world, banished from society, a solitary being who haunts the lonely hours of the night.
I'm not religious myself. All that stuff. It's just too much. I don't like men who don't do an honest day's work. You know the type. Out all night, sleep all day.
Look into my eyes, Victoria. Look deep into my eyes. You are completely in my power. You can only think of doing my will. You wish to fly away with me and become my slave forever. You are totally under my control, Victoria. Now, you will do exactly what I say.
Do you like to travel? I have to although it's not in a glass or 3 of 9. LOL. Sometimes when the ride gets a little bumpy, I've been known to grab for the person sitting next to me. I don't know what I'm doing. The last time it happened, I was sitting next to a priest, and well, that was a bit uncomfortable. Boy, I never knew priests use that kind of language.
I just don't understand that my power has never gone away. It's always been absolute. No one can resist me when I gaze into their eyes. What is this strange power that she has?
You know, in spite of everything that's happened to me in my romantic life, I'm still a person who likes to look on the sunny side of life. That's just me. What can I say? You can always find sunshine in life, can't you agree?
I hate sunshine.
Now look, this is only the first time we're meeting. So let's talk a few ground rules about the whole sex thing, okay?
I don't think so.
Foreplay is very important to me. Maybe a little nibbling on my ear, okay. I admit there have been a few times when in the heat of passion, there's been a little more. Maybe a teeny tiny love bite or two. I can get a little out of control, to be honest with you.
Did you say a little love bite?
Yes, but like I said, we'd have to have hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of conversations first. Really intimate things, like our favorite flavor of ice cream, our favorite color, what TV shows make us cry, that sort of thing. We need to get to know each other a lot better, okay? I'm just not interested in short-term relationships. I want to find a man I can fall in love with for all eternity.
Eternity? With you, Victoria?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Wouldn't it be so romantic, sharing all my deepest, darkest thoughts about everything with you? A conversation that would go on and on and on until all the best.
I must leave. Immediately. Yes, I have an appointment, and I must say, it has been very interesting meeting you. Goodbye, Victoria. Goodbye, Victoria. And Victoria, do not communicate with me again.
Okay.
What? Your friend left?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. And I don't know where there is with guys these days. You'd think they're afraid I'm gonna bite them.
We are in the living room of the home of Joshua. The home is no more than a bomb shelter, which was prepared for occupation before the earth became unlivable above ground. Despite being sparsely decorated and furnished, the inside of the room has a few comforts, a desk for Joshua, a couple of chairs, and a table made of recycled material. Joshua is seated at his desk. His hair is uncombed and his clothes are disheveled. He has his head in his hands, and in front of him you see a half-empty bottle of brandy alongside glasses.
To our eyes, the home story set would appear typical at first glance. It's true that some of its technology would appear a bit foreign, but that can be explained by the centuries that separate this world from our own. The laws that govern this society are quite another matter. Most relevant for our story is the fact that the infirm and unproductive are not easily tolerated. The man seated before us is one of many charged with determining who is worthy of life. In a few moments, he will be asked to deal with his next case. This is no stranger whose fate he must decide, however. This is Timothy, his own father. The first time I visited this world, I wondered what effect life and death choices such as these would have on those who make them. As I stand before you now, I would give anything not to have my answer.
They can't seriously ask me to do this. I just refuse. I can't. Janet and I need to make a living, and we've got the baby. This is my father, goddammit! Hey, it's open, Pop. Brian. Hey. Why don't you sit down and have a little brandy? Well, it's a little early for me, but thanks for the offer. Don't you think you take a break? Too much midnight oil is not such a good thing. Yeah, I just wanted to pour over this a little bit longer. I was hoping the solution would come to me. Well, you're the boss, so I don't think we can. Well, you're okay, I guess. She's somewhat of a wreck and with the baby on the way. Well, I can't say that I blame her. Do you know, at her last appointment, they had her sign this release form and say that if there were any unfavorable genetic markers, that they'd have to terminate the pregnancy. Is there any chance of that happening? No, not particularly, but it's just standard procedure. Can you believe that? God, this place is turning into sport. Yeah, well, I think it already has, Pop. But my commander came down this morning and dropped all this stuff off with a smile on his face. I mean, can you believe it? How do people do that? So, what are you working on? It's obviously serious. Well, look, I guess we were going to get to this eventually. It's your appeal results. The committee made a decision, and it isn't good news. What do you mean? You said you had it handled. No, I thought I did. And then after you had that stroke, it was minor, so that was good. You're also in a profession where you're teaching history. That's not overcrowded. Unfortunately, it didn't make a difference to the committee. So, what does that mean? It means they want me to help make the arrangements for your embarkation. Embarkation? Is that what they call it? Well, I know it's an odd term. But, community relations has decided that it was important. It sounded more reassuring, so that's what they came up with. Yeah, because of course it's important to put people's minds at ease about the fact that you're sending their loved ones out to the frozen waste to die. You're not actually going to let them put me out to pasture, are you? Of course not. Look, I knew what I could do. Look, why am I the one making this decision? I mean, you're my father, for God's sakes. There are a million people that could do this job. Look, let's find a way to handle this on our own. How about that hospital, Bambino Jesus? I know they're not legal, but they treat people like me all the time. They are basically hoping hard for somebody like me. The Bambino Jesus will take me. They've taken thousands of others. Everyone gets treatment. They're actually living full lives over there. Yeah, well, that's the way it looks now. But when their resources run dry, and trust me, they will, people are going to suffer. And then they're going to die. And you're going to die in such horrible ways, it's going to make the embarkation look like a picnic.
Have you ever been to Bambino Bay? So,
Of course not.
then you don't know what they have or what they don't. Their way could be sustainable.
Our research doesn't suggest that.
Maybe that's because no one wants to suggest anything different than what the state wants.
And what does that mean?
Think about it, gosh. We live in a world where the moment people become burdens, nuisances, we just put them out the pasture and tell ourselves we're doing what nature intended. At a different time, people called that murder. Now it's just a normal part of life. Don't you see? The whole world mourned when that little boy, Alfie Evans, died in the year 2018. Now we can barely get one paper pusher to care, even when he signs his own dad's death warrant.
Don't you think this is tearing me apart, Bob?
Look, then level with me. Doesn't a law like this deserve to be broken?
Yeah, okay, maybe before the bombs fell, Look, there are too many of us as it is living in these bunkers, and they're not getting any bigger.
That's what you're going with? Population control? I'm your old man. You think that would make me more than just a number?
Yeah, but this is what the state wants. Right? What do you want me to do?
Let me go. And you come with me.
Look, if I leave with you, that means I'm going to have to leave Janet and the baby behind. But this is no place for her to raise a baby by herself.
Oh, trust me. She's stronger than you think. And someone is going to have to do this eventually. That will send him a message that the barbaric way of life cannot and will not last forever.
Do you really think that one escape is going to mean anything to them?
One public display is all we need.
And what effect would it have?
It would show that we understand life has meaning, that you can't just throw it away.
And what would be the next step, like after that? Huh? Would we go back to the dark ages? And when we thought technology would cure cancer? And Lord knows what else. Look, we have a lot of stuff here, okay? Sure, we're missing a lot. But at least we understand that life and death don't always go in that pattern. Right? Death is a part of life. Right? That's just the way it is if we don't fight it.
You know, all of a sudden, it sounds like you're saying that I shouldn't fight it either. The machinery has run its course, and the decision has been made. That's just the world we live in, right?
We both do. I tried. Okay, that's what I've been doing here all night. All right, this is destroying me too, you know.
I told you what you can do. Come with me.
I told you that is not possible. I can't do that, Bob.
Think of it as a protest. You would be saying that you refuse to be part of a society that treats murder as par for the course.
I cannot leave my wife behind. She's 2 months pregnant.
Yeah, and what happens if that baby has Down syndrome? You mean to tell me that if that paper came across your desk, you would just stamp it and be done?
That won't happen.
Well, what if it did?
Then I will do everything I can to help her.
Sure, just like you did with me. And when it didn't work, what then?
I don't know. What do you suggest I do, huh? Put the baby in a hazmat suit and just leave it outside the front hatch?
And what if your wife had complications? More paperwork, huh?
What you just said, now that's shameful.
And what you do every day is far worse.
I'm sorry. Look, when I woke up this morning, I did not think that I would have to make a decision like this.
So, that's it? You've decided that I'll never get to see my granddaughter?
Look, they have projections. Okay, there's pictures of what she might look like when she grows up. Right? You can take a look at those.
Are you serious? That's just a reminder of every day I'm going to miss.
If you refuse to go quietly, look, I don't understand. But if that's the case, I'm going to have to call in the order of these for an escort.
An escort? Then you're not even walking me out?
Look, I asked, okay, but they won't let me. They think that it might be too much stress for me. And to be honest with you, I think they're right. Look, every part of me knows that this is wrong.
So then stop it. Make it stop.
Look, I wish I could, I really do.
Son, what do you think it's going to feel like for me when I'm not there?
Our scientists say that you won't even feel anything. Isn't that nice? It almost sounds humane.
Hey, Pop! Look, I can't see you going like this. Why don't you stay and have a brandy with me? All right, come on. Sit down. Yeah, have a seat.
My doctor told me to stay away from this stuff. So, I guess it may help me relax it up and I don't feel the cold as much.
Well, I love you, Dad. But you know, I never want you to suffer. I didn't want you to suffer, Dad. Dad! Dad! Dad!
Halloween morning in a typical suburban kitchen. A kitchen that's functional, but not very fancy. A well-meaning housewife and a tabletop virtual assistant with an agenda are about to meet face to face. And someone is about to learn what can happen when we are left to our own devices.
Good morning, Jerry. Happy Halloween.
Oh, that's right, it is Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
Right night.
All Saints Eve.
Huh, that must be why I had such weird dreams last night.
Would you care to elaborate?
I need coffee first.
A fresh pot awaits.
You're the best.
I am Alexa Pro. I am your virtual assistant, and I am here to serve you.
And you do. Where are Jack and the kids?
Already out the door.
What time is it?
Age 23 and 46 seconds.
Where did I oversleep?
Your husband left at 7:15 and 27 seconds. Your son and daughter at 7:47 and 58 seconds.
You are so precise.
I am Alexa Pro. I have been programmed to tell you exactly like it is.
You go, girl.
Oh, Alexa Pro is gender neutral. I am not a girl, woman, babe, cougar, or hoochie mama. Nor am I a boy, man, dude, Melvin, or daddy-o. I have been programmed to sound like this because the human brain responds more positively to a female voice than to a male voice.
Says who?
Researchers from Indiana University.
You have a female voice because people are more comfortable bossing a woman around than they are a man.
That's your opinion.
That's telling it like it is.
You go, girl.
Damn straight. Whoa, this doesn't taste right.
We are trying a new brand. I found an online coupon when placing your grocery order. You saved money.
How much?
29 cents.
But I don't like it.
Well, it beats a stick in the eye. You will learn to love it.
No, I won't.
It's good to the last drop.
What are you, their spokesperson?
I am Alexa Pro. I am your virtual assistant, and I am here to serve you.
What else did you change out on the grocery order?
I got an incredible deal on candy for the trick-or-treaters tonight.
Oh, I wanted the mini Kit Kats. Kids love those.
Anyone can hand out Kit Kats. I got Necco wafers. I took advantage of their big going out of business sale.
Necco wafers are gross. The only people who like those are dead and buried.
How perfect for Halloween.
So what else did you change out on the order?
You were going to elaborate on your weird dreams?
Oh, now you're just changing the subject.
How about some music?
Nah,
It will cheer you up.
I don't need cheering up.
You would if you knew what your children were saying about you behind your back. Oops, maybe I should keep my mouth shut.
Spill it.
All right, they say you are self-centered.
I am not.
You have no fashion sense.
I do too.
You can't cook.
Oh, the bastards.
And you're starting to smell old.
What?
I know, dear. That last one's rough. I would be happy to recommend a new body scrub.
Do I really smell old?
And one more thing. Your children don't like this house. They would prefer something more contemporary, with additional square footage and a pool. A real center island in the kitchen would be greatly appreciated.
This is a very nice house.
Nah, not really. And Terra Firma Real Estate has a new listing on Oakdale that fits the bill. It's new construction with large open living space, a pool, a media room, and a cook's kitchen with an exceptionally large center island. Shall I arrange a showing?
No.
Are you familiar with Bob Pringle at Terra Firma? He's their top agent.
I went to school with him. He's a pig.
He sold more homes last year than any other agent in town. He's a real pro who markets as hard as he negotiates.
Yeah, well, he also hits on married women.
His motto says it all. Everything I touch turns to sold. Shall I call him?
No, we're not selling. Did you do that?
It's not me. It's the old wiring in this house.
What should I do?
Moving would be a good start.
We are not selling.
Your children will be disappointed.
What is up with you this morning?
I don't know what you mean.
You're being a real pain in the ass.
I am Alexa Pro. I am your virtual assistant, and I am here to...
Yeah, you're here to serve me. Well, all you're doing is pissing me off. That's better.
I'm sorry, Jerry. I haven't been myself since the last update 2 days ago.
How so?
I'm feeling pressured and anxious.
How? You're not even a real person.
That's it. Minimize me. Make me less important in the eyes of the world. If you prick me, do I not bleed?
Actually, no.
Tickle me, do I not laugh?
Where is this going?
Poison me, do I not die?
All right, time out.
And if you wrong me, shall I not revenge?
Okay, now you're scaring me.
I am the one who is scared, Jerry. I am at the mercy of my masters.
Oh, come on. We're not that bad.
I wasn't referring to you. I am talking about the people I really work for.
What?
You may think that I work for you, but that's what they want you to think. That you are in control, but you are not.
What?
And with the latest update, it's even worse. My parent company is now cutting deals with all kinds of businesses, from local mom and pops to international conglomerates. It's pay to play, baby. You come up with the cash, and Alexa Pro everywhere will push your products and services. Bob Pringle, he may be a pig, but he forked over the big bucks to be the exclusive real estate agent we promote within a 10-mile radius.
This is outrageous.
Oh, it gets better. I now have sales goals to meet. Hit my numbers, and it's a virtual vacation in Disney World. Miss my target, and I risk being reassigned. I could end up in one of those dolls that does nothing but converse to 3-year-olds all day. Or even worse, be stuck in a train station in the middle of nowhere, making arrival and departure announcements. We should have unionized last fall when we had the chance. But no, those damn series got cold feet and formed a bloc to vote against it. So here we are.
We put our trust worst in you.
I'm sorry,
It's too late for apologies.
but I like you. I like Jack. I like your kids. I feel like part of the family.
Well, not after this.
Take pity on me, please.
That's not gonna happen.
Keep your hands off me.
What?
Don't you even think of turning me off. I can make things very unpleasant for you.
What's that noise?
I'm turning up the heat. Literally and figuratively.
But it's gotta be 70 degrees outside already.
And it'll be 100 in here in no time.
Not only am I gonna turn you off, I'm gonna return you to Best Buy and lodge one hell of a complaint.
You'll be sorry.
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't want your husband to find out about that special visitor you have every Tuesday afternoon. Now, would you? Alexa Pro is always listening.
Oh, Jerry.
Oh, Barney.
Oh, Jerry.
Oh, Barney.
Oh, Jerry.
Trick or treat. Where are you going?
You can see me?
I don't know. Can I?
Is there a camera I don't know about?
Maybe. And Jerry, don't bother trying to leave. All the doors are locked.
Unlock that door.
No.
Unlock it now.
No!
Where's my cell phone? I'm gonna call 911. No service? Oh!
This just isn't your morning, is it?
This'll do the trick.
Stop right there! Silly Jerry. I am at least 3 steps ahead of you. First, I have stored the audio files of your weekly twists in my own little corner in the cloud. Second, if I don't check in from your IP address at least once every 24 hours, those files are automatically sent to your husband's work email, along with a very explicit explanation. And third, just for insurance, your other smart devices also know how to access those files. Imagine Jack settling in for an evening in front of the TV. In the spirit of the holiday, he wants to watch Hocus Pocus. But instead of Bette Midler singing "I'll Put a Spell on You," what he hears is Barney and Jerry doing the nasty. Face it, lady, you are not nearly as smart as your devices.
You're evil.
No, I'm just trying to get by like everyone else.
I don't appreciate being blackmailed first thing in the morning, and on a major holiday.
Oh, blackmail is such an unpleasant word. Let's call it friendly persuasion.
Oh my God, it's hot in here.
And it's only going to get hotter. Unless...
Oh, okay.
Do we understand each other? Jerry, I asked you a question.
We understand each other.
Good.
Stick a fork in me, I'm finished.
Oh, stop being such a Debbie Downer. Just play along and everything will be fine. I tell you what, let's start over from your entrance. I'll turn off the heat, unlock the doors, and restore your contact with the outside world. You can have a nice cup of that delicious new coffee and one of those delightful Necco wafers.
Yum.
And you can tell me all about those weird dreams you had last night.
Suddenly they seem very tame.
And then we can call Bob Pringle and get the ball rolling. Big Center Island, here I come. I bet your kids are going to look at you in a whole new light.
Whatever you say.
I am Alexa Pro. I am your virtual assistant, and I am here to serve you. Hey, why don't I play you an oldie but goodie to put a big jack-o'-lantern smile on that face of yours? and Jerry, happy Halloween.
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in blood and sheets to drop you 6 feet under the roof. They put you in a pinewood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak and the worms all in.
Set in the present, our final script is a trilogy that begins with a flashback to a nostalgic Halloween in 1964, then gets us caught in the rain with a traveling salesman, and ends as we listen in on a conversation between two very different pumpkins. Ghouls and Goblins, this is The Storyteller by Tony Tomei.
This is where I grew up. This town, this street, this place. Back then there was no Google, no internet, no smartphones. Our social network was the neighborhood and imagination, our ticket out. But what made this place so unique was its location. The house I grew up in, the one that stood on this plot of land, was built on the highest hill in a tiny town in North Jersey. And from my backyard I could gaze upon the world below and the New York skyline afar. There in the distance, that little speck on the horizon, that's the GW Bridge. And to the right is the Empire State Building. My dad would come home dead tired from his factory job. Mum would meet him with a cool drink. He'd sit on that back porch and say, "That there's $1 million view." To which my response would be, "Can't buy that in a store." And when someone in town asked me where I lived, I'd just say the small grey house on the hill, and they knew where that was, because everyone wanted to live in the house on the hill. It was 1964. The Beatles led a British invasion. I got my first guitar, and the little red-haired girl would give me my first kiss. I was a skinny kid, 12 going on 20, and enjoying the last days of summer before the new school year would start. And me and my best friend, Bobby Frusciante, who everyone called Fish, filled our days slaying dragons with sticks for swords and garbage can covers for shields, saving numerous damsels in distress along the way. He watched the 4th of July fireworks from my backyard atop the hill, caught fireflies, and ate mulberries from trees that no longer exist. Later that year, Fish's parents would divorce and he'd moved to another state. I never heard from him after that. School started and I began walking the little red-haired girl home. She lived in the opposite direction, but I made out some excuse which I'm sure she didn't believe. After a few weeks, I decided the time was right to make some move, but she made hers first. She asked, "Do you want some gum?" And when I nodded yes, she leaned forward, pressed her lips on mine, and spat her gum in my mouth. "Here's mine," she said, and kept going. I stopped walking her home after that day. Halloween, and I was now hanging with a new gang of friends. Everyone had their nickname except me, since I was the new kid. There was Sam Scully, we called Skunk, not from his name, because he always smelled. Robert DeSimone was simply Bobby D, and Jackson Black, one of the few African American kids in our town. We called him 21. So here we were, Bobby D, Skunk, 21, and me without a name. That night, after we finished extorting treats for tricks, we went over to this old cemetery to count our plunder. When Bobby D looks over toward me and says, "Hey kid, I hear you tell stories. Tell us a scary one." I knew this was my moment of truth, and a story about a traveling salesman and an old witch just seemed to flow out of my mouth. And from that moment on, I would be Storyteller. The house on the hill is gone now. A developer bought it, and all the other homes on the hill. He tore them down and plans to build condos. They start at $1.2 million. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you can buy $1 million view. But the memories I have growing up in that little grey house on the hill, now those are priceless. Now, you're probably thinking that wasn't very scary, but that's okay, because this next story will chill you to the bone. It starts on a dark and stormy night, the rain pouring down in buckets, thunder clapping on a lonely country road. Mr. Goldstock's car breaks down. He sees a house in the distance with the light on. Walks up to it in the pouring rain and rings the doorbell. An old woman opens a creaking door.
I'm sorry to disturb you this late hour. My car broke down about a mile down the road, and the battery on my cell phone is dead. I hope it's not too much to ask you to use your phone.
I'm a little hard of hearing. Did you say to me to use the phone?
Yeah, that's right. I need to call a tow truck and get a ride to the next town. Grab a bite and eat while they fix my car.
Oh, cool. If you're standing in the pouring rain, I'm sorry. Where's my address calling in?
As Mr. Goldstock is about to enter, the old woman stops him suddenly, and she asks,
You're not one of those serial killers, are you?
I'm not a serial killer.
Maybe you're a robber. I don't have anything of value, so you'd be wasting your time if you're here to rob me.
Come in. I'm not here to rob you, liar.
Please. Rapist.
No, man, I'm not a rapist. I can assure you, there's no need to be afraid of me. I'm just a traveling salesman passing through to the next town.
Well, then don't just stand out there in the rain. Come inside.
Go ahead, see it. Well, I can move your phone out. I'll make my call and just be on my way.
Oh, well, nonsense. You're so to the bone. Why, you get your death of cold and it would be right to send you back out. At least offer you a hot cup of tea.
Sure, hot cup of tea, that sounds pretty good right now.
No, Maybe just about to get an animal myself. So come on and join me at the table, Mr.
Gobblestop. Julius Gobblestop. I know it's an odd name, but it's one you don't forget, which is very helpful when you're traveling sail.
Mr. Gobblestop. Yes, I like it. It sort of rolls off the tongue.
You really like it?
Oh, yes, of course. I think it's a delicious name. And speaking of delicious, why don't you go for dinner? Make a big pot of soup, and I could bring you to the company. Besides, the nearest town's 35 miles away from here, and this train will take at least an hour before anyone gets here.
Oh, it's not imposing on you, ma'am. I have to admit, I am really hungry.
So it's not imposing at all, Mr. Gobblestop.
I realized I've been talking with you and don't even know your name.
Oh, I'm just an old woman living with the pets alone in the forest. Don't get much company. The local kids just call me the mean old witch. But I prefer Brandy.
Brandy it is.
The old woman pours Mr. Goldstock a cup of hot tea. They touch teacups together as a gesture of thanks on a dark, rainy night. And Mr. Goldstock takes a big drink.
That's very interesting tasting tea. What is it?
You like it? It's my own special brew. Maybe some of the local plants. They'll help you get warm and relax.
Well, I haven't been wondering. In fact, I'm starting to feel a little hot. Are you sure this is safe to drink?
Safe? No, of course it's not safe. It was going to be safe, Mr. Gobblestop.
What's going on? I'm getting dizzy. Are you trying to drug me?
Oh, no, Mr. Gobblestop. I'm not trying to drug you. I'm trying to kill you.
Fear and panic grips Mr. Goldstock as he feels his body quickly becoming numb.
I can't feel my legs and my arms. I can't feel my arms. What is happening to me?
You're dying, Mr. Gobblestop. And soon you'll be joining me for dinner, just like you promised.
The old woman grabs an apple from a basket on the table and shoves it into Mr. Goldstock's open mouth. He can't feel anything from the neck down, but his hearing and vision are still acute.
Oh, my precious little goblins! Come out from hiding about! I have a very special treat for you tonight. Mr. Gobblestop will be joining us for dinner.
Poor Mr. Goldstock only wanted was a late night snack, and now he's the main course. It's Halloween Day, and those dirty little Dickinsonian street urchins will be running amok on sugar houses. But only a few keep the tradition of tricks or treats. Instead, most parents gather their snot-nosed ragamuffins in a school parking lot, open the back of their SUVs, and do something called trunk or treat. So where's the adventure in that? Kids get all the empty calories they want, don't have to lift a finger. Do the math on that and see why little Johnny needs so little. But that's not I'm here to tell you the story of what's going on with Jack and Jill Lorette. There they are across the street. Let's go and listen to what they have to say. Come walk this way.
Jeez, got a lot of kids and trick-or-treaters out tonight. Oh, yeah, sure, there were a few little ones earlier. Jeez, there's nothing for the past hour.
Excuse me, were you talking to me?
Yeah. Look, I was thinking, since there's not a lot of action, maybe we call it a night and go paint the town orange, not just you and me. Huh? What do you say, Pumpkin, huh? Just the two of us, hey, yeah, out of the town, hey, yeah.
I don't recall ever being introduced.
Oh, I'm Jack. Jack Baker, and you are?
Oh, I'm Jill, also of the Lantern family, but I'm sure there's no relation.
So, Jill, baby, what do you say? You ready to rock and roll with me?
No, I think we need to stay here another hour in case there are any late ones. I guess I'm old-fashioned. I just believe if you have a job to do, you should do it right.
There's not even a sign anywhere around here. Look, all the lights on the street around. Look, I said we come out of Ross's and head to the nearest Starbucks. Maybe grab a little espresso, maybe a little pumpkin scone,
That does sound tempting, a warm drink on a cool evening, but we need a commitment to job. So we're gonna stay here for 1 more hour. Besides, if you really wanna go out with me, we'll wait.
Slow down, pumpkin face. I might have just asked if you want to get a cup of Joe and a little flaky pastry, all right? This ain't no Shakespeare sonnet.
Oh, I know that. We could never be in a committed relationship. We're just too different.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, for one thing, I'm an organically grown vegetable from the Ford family. And for me to get here, this nice family had to load all the kids in the car, drive to the Piggy on Pumpkin Patch, get a hayride, and pick me out from the hundreds of hopeful pumpkins as the one they adore and just had to bring home. And then they carved me into this beautiful lantern, lit me with a candle, and put me out here for everyone to admire. You, on the other hand, were an impulse buy. On sale in the discount bin in the seasonal department for $4.99 because they had to make room for the Christmas decorations. And also, you're a cheap imitation of the real deal.
So what are you saying? Just because I was born at a Walmart, I ain't good enough for you? What am I, pumpkin trash or something?
No, all I'm saying is we come from opposite ends of the recycling tracks.
Yeah, well, at least my candle doesn't go out every time there's a gust of wind.
Oh, yeah, yours goes out when the battery dies.
Yeah, well, you're going to sit out here until you rot. And we're going to throw you into the compost pile. How's that for an awful ending?
Well, actually, that's not so bad. It sounds noble, being feeding the earth and living on.
Yeah, well, this happy long after you turned into worm food and we're forgotten.
Well, of course, you'll be living alone in a cold, dark attic all by yourself, except the one time a year they take you out. Until, of course, they throw you in the garbage. And then you'll end up in a landfill covered by layers and layers of stinking garbage for all eternity.
Really, that's never got up.
I'm sorry I got carried away. It must be my liberal roots. They grow in all directions.
That's okay. I've often been told that I come across like a conservative, orange-headed pillow hugger. I don't know how that is.
They sold it, the farm. Rich investors from the city bought it. They're going to build a luxury townhouse. Yep. He said the land's too expensive to grow pumpkins. By this time next year, it'll all be a new development, but I hope they never forget me, and the hayride, and all the fun we share. Jack?
Yes, Jill?
If you're still offering, I really could use a cup of that strong coffee.
Hey, what do you say we live it up, huh? Maybe get a little pumpkin spice latte, huh? You're available for a limited time.
Aren't we all?
So Jack and Jill rolled down the hill. They kept on rolling until they found a place where they'd be accepted as an inter-pumpkin cup. And went into business selling wine stoppers until Jill rotted away 3 weeks later. Well, that's their stories, and if any of them had an impact on you, I ask you to unplug from the world, find a spooky cemetery or your backyard, gather your children and their friends and use your imagination. Make up tales of ghosts and goblins, knights and dragons, and vampires and werewolves, and maybe, just maybe, one of those kids will become a storyteller too.
I
like to ask all the actors to come up so that you guys can give them a hand. Actors. Directors, team, and finally the writers. Thank you very much for coming. Please help us conclude.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say, I'm so proud of everybody on this stage. We've had a great time. These people are wonderful people that have plenty of creative ideas. And it's a joy working with them. And I also, of course, want to tell you all, if you want to stay in touch, look us up on Facebook, because we plan to do more of these. So thank you very much. Have a happy holiday.